Hello everyone. Today, I want to talk about a book that grabbed a lot of attention with its bold title. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a FCK by Mark Manson. Now, if you're thinking this is just a book telling us to throw our cares into the wind, you're in for a surprise. It's not about being indifferent or apathetic. It's about choosing what truly deserves your attention and energy. It's about learning to focus on what really matters. Mark Manson presents the uncomfortable truth that we can't care about everything. We have limited emotional resources, and the idea that we can or should be happy all the time is flawed. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with messages. You should care about this. Worry about that. Fix this. Achieve that. But this book challenges that, pushing us to reflect on what is actually worth our emotional investment. At its core, the book argues that happiness comes from solving problems, meaningful problems, not avoiding them. Manson doesn't sugarcoat things. He tells it like it is. Life is hard, unfair, and full of struggles. And rather than running from this, we need to face it head-on. He emphasizes that what matters most is choosing the right things to care about and being willing to let go of all the noise that pulls us in 1,000 directions. One of the most refreshing ideas Manson presents is that failure is not the enemy. It's essential. Failure teaches us lessons that success simply can't. He dismantles the idea that our failures make us unworthy or weak. Instead, failure becomes the stepping stone to growth, because each mistake reveals something important about ourselves, what we care about, where we fall short, and how we can improve. Manson talks about the feedback loop from hell, where our stress about not being happy makes us even less happy, or where our anxiety over being anxious just amplifies itself. He points out that life will never be perfect, and the endless chase for perfection only leads to dissatisfaction. Instead, it's okay to accept that things will go wrong, that we're not in control of everything, and that's fine. A significant part of the book is dedicated to the idea of responsibility. Manson argues that while we can't control what happens to us, we are 100% responsible for how we react to it. This is a liberating thought, though uncomfortable. It places the power back in our hands. We may not choose our circumstances, but we do choose how we respond. One of the most thought-provoking chapters in the book addresses the concept of death. Manson urges us to embrace our mortality, reminding us that our time is limited. So we should focus on the things that genuinely matter. Death, he says, is the ultimate motivator. It helps us cut through all the noise and nonsense and figure out what we actually care about. The title of the book may seem like a message of indifference, but as you dig deeper, you realize it's the opposite. It's about caring deeply, but only about the right things. It's about making peace with the fact that not everything in life will go our way, and that's okay. It's about knowing that our worth isn't tied to how much we achieve, but to how we live in alignment with our values. Manson's tone throughout the book is raw, honest, and often humorous. He uses blunt language, which might not be for everyone, but it's a reflection of his no-nonsense approach to life. He cuts through the fluff and tells us the hard truths that we often avoid facing. At the end of the day, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a FCK is a book about empowerment. It encourages us to take control of our lives, not by trying to control everything, but by learning to prioritize what we give our energy to. It teaches us that saying no is just as important, if not more so, than saying yes. So, as we walk away from this book, let's remember that we don't need to care about everything. We don't need to be liked by everyone. We don't need to be perfect. What we do need is to find what truly matters to us, let go of the rest, and have the courage to live our lives on our own terms. And in doing so, we might just find the clarity and freedom we've been searching for. A few words about the author. Mark Manson is an American blogger, entrepreneur, and self-help author who gained fame through his no-nonsense, tough-love approach to personal development. Known for his blunt yet insightful writing style, Manson's background in philosophy heavily influences his work, allowing him to tackle complex topics in a straightforward, relatable manner. Before writing The Subtle Art of Not Giving a which became a global bestseller, Manson wrote extensively on his blog, helping millions of readers cut through societal expectations and focus on living meaningful lives. His subsequent works have continued this trend, blending humor, honesty, and philosophy to help people navigate life's challenges with clarity and purpose.